Hey, this is Simon Lovell and welcome to today's episode of Kick-Ass over at Fitpreneurs. We are broadcasting on Instagram. Welcome everyone watching on Instagram. Also, Facebook.com/Fitpreneurs. Also, you may be listening to the show on iTunes. Head into the podcast. If you want to get it into your ears, listen on the podcast. Also on SoundCloud, YouTube, okay? Fitpreneurs.com/Kickass. If you want to check out the YouTube playlist, welcome. If you're joining me live on Facebook, post into the comments below. Let's make this an interactive show. Hopefully you saw yesterday's episode. If you haven't seen yesterday's episode, it's now live. It's up there. Shared an amazing story of one of the Fitpreneurs clients, Larissa, who was basically working in a hospital. So she still is. She's just about to leave, and she was earning $2,000 a month, and she shifted, believe this or not, 30,000, okay, in online sales in just 5 weeks, and has given her the ability to quit her job, and she's now going to be coming to Bali to the Platinum Mastermind. Super excited by that. Check that out in the feed, also on the podcast. Her amazing story. It's such a good motivational story. So it's great to be connected with you here on the show. Remember, this is about taking action, and remember, if you are not, if you're not kicking ass, then you need your ass kicked, okay? And today on the show, I'm going to be talking about integrity, which is really important. You know, in our business, we need to have a high level of integrity. And, you know, things happen in business all the time. And I want to talk about this subject because, honestly, some people just don't have it, okay? And it's not a topic which is talked about a lot. So if you've got any views on integrity, any thoughts, then post into the comments below. As always, we want to make this an interactive show. So we just had something happen at Fitpreneurs. I'm not going to go into the fine-tuned details of it, but it really shocked me, okay? It really shocked me what happened. And this was about someone that just didn't have a level of integrity in their business. And I want to talk about why this happens and how we can all raise our level of integrity. And maybe you're going to experience things in the future where you're like, what the hell has just happened? Okay, because as you start to build a team, as you start to build a company, as you start to serve and help more people, situations, guys, are going to come up. They're going to come up all the time where maybe someone just acts out of integrity and you're shocked because it doesn't align with your values and the way that you want to run your business. Okay, so just understand that, you know, in business all the time, we need to look at maintaining high standards of integrity as much as we can. You know, so I want to talk about this more and get your views on this. Have you had situations before that have happened in your business whereby, you know, people have just offered a low level of integrity? Then post into the comments below and let's open this discussion. What does it mean to have a high level of integrity? Here's the thing, okay? It's about doing the right thing. Okay, but why do sometimes people not do the right thing? Why do people make some crazy moves where it's just like, this is completely wrong? Okay, this is completely wrong. It's completely outside of my values, and why would you do this? Now, here's the truth. As you evolve and as you grow as a person, then oftentimes what happens is that we move away and we get better at being and having more integrity in our own personal life and in our business. And so when someone does something that really shocks you, it's such a big comparison because you've grown as a person. So here's what I'm going to say, is that as you grow and evolve as a human being, that changes your level of integrity. So, you know, in the past, you know, with where I was in my life, maybe I did certain things which were, you know, out of integrity. Okay. But for example, and this is what I've noticed in myself and also the people that I've coached, is that a huge factor to levels of integrity in your business, which is doing the right thing. It's making sure that you just operate from a centered place where you are doing things of a high standard. Then that really comes down to self-esteem. When you have a low level of self-esteem and a lack of confidence, that can massively affect your integrity and the decisions that you make. Okay? And that's the next thing that I want to talk about, which is be very, very careful around the decisions you make in any given moment. Because remember, integrity is about those split-second decisions. You have a choice on whether you go one way or whether you go another. Okay, whether you say one thing and make another decision. The challenge with it is if you make that decision which is which is out of integrity, that can send you down a very, very deep rabbit hole very, very quickly. Okay, and it can turn very bad very fast. So you want to look at your self-esteem, look at your self-confidence, and this is about, by the way, growing as a person and growing and evolving just to be a better person. Okay, so it's about making those decisions. You can go one way or you can go another. What is the right thing to do? Another thing is be very careful who you listen to, because we can have our own thoughts and we can have the way that we think. Okay, but ultimately, if you're listening to other people with a low level of integrity and they have their view, then you can start to adopt someone else's thoughts and then start to take action from those thoughts, and you find yourself in the integrity of someone else, not yourself. Okay, does that make sense? So you get opinion from someone, what should I do? They have a low level of integrity, then you make a decision on what they said, and then you find yourself in the stream, in the slipstream of a low level of integrity. Okay? So be very, very careful around the people that you listen to and the excuse me, the advice that you take. Okay? One of my good friends, Greg Reed, who's a New York Times bestseller, he talks about seeking counsel, not opinion. Okay? So be very, very careful when it comes to that. Also, you've really got to see things from a different perspective. Okay, having a high level of integrity is about taking a seat back and a step back and going, and this is again around self-development and personal growth, and saying, let me look at it from the other person's perspective. Okay, so there's this thing called perceptual positions. So you have your position, okay, you have someone else's position, and then you have an observer position. So have a think about your own level of integrity, or it's good to think about other people that you have in your life when it comes to integrity. Is it always about you and your perspective? Or is it good to look at it from a different perspective, someone else's perspective, and then someone observing, looking in, what would their perspective be? Okay? That's really important too. Another thing too is actively avoid people with a low level of integrity. Okay, so who are these types of people? These are the types of people that are just doing wrong by others. They're speaking badly about others. They're always in blame. They've always got a negative mindset. They're always focused on what's going wrong. They're always in scarcity. They're always in survival. Okay, and it's a certain energy. It's always what's going wrong, blaming and shifting blame. Okay, so if you get sucked into that, again, that can be very dangerous. So you've got to really look at your peer group. You've got to look at the people around you and hold a much higher standard. What's the level of standard that you want to make? And here's a really powerful question that you can ask of other people, and you can also ask of yourself, which is a really great, a great question to ask in the moment of a decision. And this happens all the time in business. It happens all of the time in our personal lives. This is the power question. And remember, the quality of the questions you ask determine the quality of your life. Okay, and this is the question to ask. Does this make me a better person? Okay, is this decision going to make me a better person? Okay, because when you ask that type of question, okay, you can really start to tap into, wow, would I like this to be done to me? Is this a behavior that if someone was to, if someone was to do this on the flip side, how would I feel? Okay? Very, very important. So this is Simon Lovell on the Kick-Ass Show here today across the multiple channels. We're having a discussion around integrity. Hello, Martin. Welcome to the show. If you're watching live on Facebook, post into the comments below. And I'd love to get your views on, have you been around people? Have you had certain situations where people have just been out of integrity and you're like, what the F is going on? Why have you done that? Okay. And it bemuses you and here's why it shocks you. Anything that shocks you, which is out of integrity, it's because it's out of alignment with the values of how you operate. Okay? So it's just a great sign also. Hey Morgan. It's just a great sign also when someone does something that shocks you and you shocks your system, it's a great sign that person is outside of your values and you want to remove yourself away from them. And this could be someone in your business, it could be a contractor, it could be someone in your personal life, it could be, someone who you're very close to. You know, because as we evolve and as we grow and as we develop, we start to create different value systems. We start to create different belief systems, and certain people we start to want to move away from more. Okay. So does this make me a better person? Is what I'm doing in this given moment, is it within integrity or is it out of integrity? Do you steal? I've had, for example, people who have come into my programs, okay, they've taken my content that I've put together and they've sold it as their own. Okay, that's an example of being out of integrity. Okay, I've had people that have come into a program, for example, and they've said that they're coming in for something, but they've come in to steal. They've come in to get the concepts and then go and swipe it and move out and plagiarize. That's called being out of integrity. And so they're going to take that and they're going to take that into their business, and then people are learning from this person that's out of integrity, that is willing to steal from others to be able to get ahead. Okay? Now the challenge is that a lot of people don't know that this is happening. And so that they think that they're investing in something which is original, but it's actually not. Okay? So does this make me a better person? It's all about having that much higher standard. Welcome you guys who are watching over on the live video. So we're talking about integrity today, something again which isn't really talked about but is really, really important, because the higher your level of integrity, okay, the better life that you're going to lead. And here's the thing, when you go out of integrity and you make these moves and you make these stupid freaking decisions, okay, that sends you into a spiral, and then you start to be around other people, and what we will find is that beats you up mentally, because what's going to happen is that these things are going to start to come back on you, because the universe really does match you up with that you are being. Okay, the universe really does match you up with who you are being in any given moment. Okay, because everything is energy. Every move you make, every word you speak, everything that you do, it's all a certain energy. Is this coming from a positive energy or is it coming from a negative energy? Next question to ask yourself, am I leading by example by making this move? If I make this decision right now, am I leading by example? Okay, am I taking things from a different perspective? Is this a good thing to do, or should I step away? Okay. Another thing is too, which is, am I taking responsibility? Okay, as a company at Fitpreneurs, whenever a client comes on board, we have to take 100% responsibility for what we do as a company. But the client also has to take 100% responsibility for the actions that they're taking in their business. So it's both parties. So you have to look at it from a different perspective. You have to take responsibility, okay, and you have to ask that question: am I leading by example, and am I taking responsibility? Okay. So I would love to know, if you're watching the replay to this, post into the comments below. If you're watching live, then let's have this integrity conversation, because, here's the truth. If in business, if you want to be the best, if you want to strive to have a high standard within your company, within your culture, okay, within the culture of your business, for who you can motivate and inspire and bring to you, the leader has to have a high level of integrity. And most likely, if you're watching this right now or listening to this, then it's you that's leading the business. It's you that is at the forefront, and your level of integrity can spill down throughout the entire business. Also, let me let you know that when you step out of integrity and you make stupid decisions from a place of lack and scarcity and negative mindset, you are also going to be influencing people to that standard. Okay, and remember, everything is about becoming a better person. So hopefully this video and this training today and the Kick-Ass show is going to help you to really cultivate a much better standard by asking these quality questions. So we've covered, don't be a douche, okay? Make sure that if you, and have the recognition that if you have made some really bad decisions and you've been out of integrity, that's okay, but move forward from today from a better place where you build your self-esteem, you build your confidence, because here's the truth. Some moves that you make, or some moves that people make when they're out of integrity, comes from the fact that frankly, they haven't owned their shit. Okay, and when you don't own your shit, you tend to step out of integrity. So sometimes you've got to have a hard look at yourself. You've got to man up, and you've got to say to yourself, hey, listen, I need to step into line. I need to take responsibility, and I need to move forward with my life in a much more powerful way, because the reason why I'm stepping out of integrity is because I have a low self-esteem, I have a low self-confidence, and therefore a low level of action. Okay, next thing is, be careful of the decisions you make. Okay, be careful of who you listen to. Okay, See it from a different perspective. Remember, we talked about perceptual positions. Avoid people who are out of integrity. Do not surround yourself with people who hold a lower standard than you. Always look to be around and be around those that hold a higher standard that you can look to and go, do you know what? This person holds a really high standard. That's where I want to be. That's where I want to strive myself to be, even though maybe I'm not there already. Okay? Does this make me a better person? Am I leading by example? And am I taking responsibility? Okay? So really important today. So I just got sparked today because of something that's happened in my business, and it just really brought up a massive energy and focus for me around having the integrity conversation. Because listen, if you're a trainer right now, or you're in this health space and you're watching this, or you're an entrepreneur and you're in your business, okay, these things are going to crop up. And oftentimes what happens is sometimes you don't want to move forward in your business again because maybe someone's been out of integrity, it hurt you, it pierced you at a heart level because you're like, I was doing right by this person. I was doing the best that I could do. And suddenly this happened and now I don't want to move forward again. Here's my advice to you. When you come into alignment with someone that's out of integrity in your business, step away but start afresh. Don't let the past affect your future. Don't let the decisions that other people make affect your mindset. Don't let that stop you from making huge jumps again, because here's the truth. When someone steps out of integrity and it hurts you, then you can start to make baby steps. Don't let them create baby steps within you. Allow you to make big jumps, big steps, bigger strides forward because of people out of integrity. Let that energy that it creates in frustration within you to make bigger leaps and bounds, okay? And to have them see that you're not going to hold yourself to a high standard. You're going to maintain and even grow to a much bigger level. And that's why you will always be a much more powerful leader. Because everyone watching this, you are a leader. Do not accept the lower freaking standard of someone or people that hold a low integrity. Start filtering and start filtering fast. I'll see you on another episode of Fitpreneurs. If you enjoyed this episode, share it, comment, because people need to see this video about integrity. You know it, I know it, and maybe it will just create a shift that will really help you to catapult yourself, your business, your legacy, and your life-changing skills to a whole nother level. I'll see you very soon. Take